As parents, we dedicate our lives to raising our children, guiding them through every step, every challenge, every success. We celebrate their first words, their first steps, their first big achievements. And through it all, we dream of a future where the bond we built with them remains unbreakable. But as time passes, life changes. Our children grow up, build careers, start families of their own. The phone calls become less frequent, the visits more distant. And at some point, a question begins to whisper in the back of our minds. Do they still care? It's a quiet fear many parents face as they grow older, the fear of being forgotten. We wonder if our love still matters, if our presence still holds meaning in their busy lives. But the truth is, love doesn't always fade. Sometimes it simply changes in form. The key is knowing what to look for. Today, we'll explore 5 important signals that reveal whether your children still hold you close in their hearts. Some signs are obvious, while others are subtle, but together, they paint a picture of the love that still exists, even if it looks different than before. One of the most powerful ways to show love is also one of the simplest: reaching out. A child who truly cares will make the effort to check in on you, not out of obligation, but because they genuinely want to know how you're doing. But here's the thing: love doesn't always come in grand gestures. It often hides in the everyday moments: a quick phone call, a short text message, even a simple, "How was your day?" These small actions may not seem like much, but over time they build a bridge between hearts, keeping the connection alive despite physical distance. Think about your own experiences. When was the last time your child reached out just to ask how you were feeling? Did they call to share something exciting from their day? Did they ask about your health, your happiness, or just what you had for dinner? These little interactions might seem ordinary, but they hold deep meaning. They show that despite their busy lives, you are still on their mind. Now, it's important to recognize that different people express love in different ways. Some children may not be talkative or expressive, but they still care. Maybe instead of calling, they send a text. Maybe they check in through another family member or show their concern in subtle ways, like making sure you have everything you need or inviting you over for a meal. However, if the silence has grown too long, if you find yourself always being the one to reach out first, if calls go unanswered, if messages are ignored, it may be time to ask yourself a difficult question. Is distance just a result of busy schedules, or has something deeper changed? If you feel like your child has drifted away, don't be afraid to express your feelings. Sometimes life simply gets in the way, and a gentle reminder can rekindle the habit of checking in. Love, after all, is not just about remembering. It's about making the effort to stay connected. Because in the end, a caring child won't just reach out when they need something. They'll reach out because they care. Time is one of the most precious gifts we can give, and one of the most telling signs of love. When someone makes time for you, despite their responsibilities, it shows that you matter to them. As parents, we understand that life is busy. We remember what it was like when we were younger, juggling work, raising kids, trying to manage everything at once. We don't expect our children to be available every moment of every day. But here's the key: if someone truly cares, they will find the time, no matter how full their schedule is. Think about the people who matter most in your life. When you care about someone, you don't just wait for an opportunity to see them. You make an opportunity. It's the same with your children. A caring child will prioritize moments with you, even in small ways. Maybe they invite you for Sunday lunch. Maybe they plan a visit when they have a free weekend. Or maybe if they live far away, they schedule regular video calls to stay connected. These gestures show that they value your presence in their lives, not just in the past, but in the present and future as well. But what happens when the invitations stop coming? When visits become rare and you start to feel like an afterthought? It's painful, isn't it? The feeling of waiting for a call that never comes, of hoping for a visit that keeps getting postponed. If you find yourself in this situation, it's important to communicate. Sometimes, children don't realize how much their absence affects their parents. A simple conversation, an honest expression of your feelings, can make a big difference. Instead of waiting for them to come to you, try reaching out and suggesting a get-together. Sometimes all it takes is a small push to bring people back together. At the same time, remember this. Love isn't always about grand gestures. If your child doesn't visit as often as you'd like, pay attention to the effort they put in. Do they try to stay in touch? Do they make time in other ways? Even a short visit or a video call can be a meaningful way to maintain connection. Because in the end, it's not about how often they come. It's about whether they make the effort to be there when it counts. Love isn't always spoken. Sometimes it's felt in the smallest of actions, the things people do for you when no one is watching. A child who truly cares will express their love not just through words, but through acts of kindness, both big and small. Think about it. When was the last time your child did something for you without being asked? Maybe they brought you a meal when you weren't feeling well. Maybe they helped you with a chore, fixed something around the house, or simply made sure you had everything you needed. These gestures may seem simple, but they speak volumes. They say, "I see you. I care about you. I want to make your life a little easier." Acts of kindness don't have to be extravagant. Sometimes it's as small as checking if you need something from the store, reminding you to take your medication, or ensuring you have a safe way to get to an appointment. It's the little moments of thoughtfulness that reveal the depth of someone's love. But what if those gestures have faded? What if you find yourself feeling forgotten, wishing your child would show just a little more concern? It can be painful to realize that the small things they used to do, helping with errands, remembering your favorite snack, fixing something that's broken, no longer happen. If you're feeling neglected, consider this. Sometimes, people assume their loved ones are okay simply because they haven't asked for help. Your child may not realize that you need them in the same way they once needed you. In today's fast-paced world, many adult children get so caught up in their own responsibilities that they forget how meaningful small acts of care can be. So don't hesitate to express your needs. Let them know that you appreciate their kindness. And if you need a little help, don't be afraid to ask. A child who still cares will listen. And if they begin to show up for you in small but meaningful ways, that's a clear sign that their love hasn't faded. It may just need a little reminder. Because at the end of the day, love isn't just about the words we say. It's about the actions we take to make life a little better for the people we cherish. There's a difference between hearing someone and truly listening. A child who cares about you won't just listen out of politeness. They'll listen because they want to. They'll value your thoughts, your opinions, and even the little stories you tell. Not because they have to, but because you matter to them. Think about the last meaningful conversation you had with your child. Did they give you their full attention? Did they ask follow-up questions, showing genuine interest? Or did they seem distracted, impatient, waiting for the conversation to end? Listening is one of the most powerful ways to show love. When someone listens, they are saying, "I value you. Your words matter to me. Your feelings are important." And that's something every parent deserves to feel. But what if you've noticed a change? What if your conversations have become one-sided, with your child speaking more than they listen? Or worse, what if your words seem to go unheard, as if your thoughts no longer carry weight in their lives? This can be one of the most painful shifts in a parent-child relationship. When you feel like your experiences, advice, or even your simple daily thoughts are no longer valued, it can create a deep sense of loneliness. However, before assuming the worst, consider this. Sometimes, it's not that your child doesn't care. It's that they don't realize how much you need to be heard. In today's fast-moving world, younger generations are constantly bombarded with information. Their attention is pulled in 1,000 directions, from work to social media to daily responsibilities. Because of this, they may not always recognize when they're not fully present in a conversation. If this sounds familiar, try expressing your feelings openly. The next time you're speaking and notice they're distracted, pause. Ask them directly, "Are you really listening?" Sometimes, a gentle reminder can make them aware of something they didn't even realize they were doing. And if they do listen, if they take the time to hear you, engage with you, and show that they value your words, that's a clear sign of love. A caring child will always find the time to listen, because listening is one of the deepest ways we stay connected to the people we love. Because in the end, feeling heard isn't just about conversation. It's about knowing that your presence, your experiences, and your wisdom still have meaning in the lives of those you raised. As parents, we spend years shaping our children's futures, helping them take their first steps, guiding them through school, supporting their dreams. But as they grow older, life moves forward. They build careers, relationships, and families of their own. And then, a difficult question begins to surface. Am I still part of their future? One of the clearest signs that your child still cares about you is whether they include you in the life they are building. Do they talk to you about their plans? Do they ask for your advice? Do they make an effort to ensure that, no matter how much time passes, you remain an important part of their world? Think about your last conversation with your child. Did they share their dreams, their struggles, their goals? Did they ask for your opinion on a big decision? Or did you feel like an outsider, hearing about major life events only after they had already happened? A caring child will not just look at you as part of their past. They will make space for you in their future. It doesn't mean you have to be involved in every decision or be present in every moment of their lives, but it does mean they will consider you when making plans, ensuring that your relationship continues to grow, not fade away. But what if that isn't happening? What if you feel like you've been left behind, like your child has moved on without you? It's one of the hardest feelings a parent can experience. The realization that the child you once knew so well now seems distant, no longer sharing their world with you. Before assuming the worst, consider this. Sometimes, adult children don't exclude their parents intentionally. They may assume you wouldn't be interested in their future plans. They may think they're sparing you from stress or burdening you with unnecessary details. Or, they may simply be caught up in their own responsibilities, forgetting that keeping you involved is a choice they must actively make. If you're feeling left out, It may be time for an open conversation. Let your child know that you want to hear about their life. Express that your advice and support are always there, not to interfere, but to remind them that you are still a part of their journey. And if they do include you, if they ask for your thoughts, share their milestones, and make time to involve you in the moments that matter, that is a powerful sign of love. Because at the heart of it all, being included in someone's future means they still see you as an essential part of their life. And that's what family is truly about. Growing together, no matter how much time passes. Throughout this video, we've explored 5 key signs that reveal whether your children still care about you. Do they check in on you? Do they make time for you? Do they show acts of kindness? Listen to you and include you in their future? These signals may seem small, but together, they paint a powerful picture of love that endures through time. If you've recognized these signs in your own life, cherish them. Appreciate the ways your children show they still care, even if love looks different now than it did years ago. And if you feel that some of these connections have faded, remember, relationships are a two-way street. A simple conversation, a small effort, or even an open heart can reignite bonds that may have started to weaken. Aging doesn't mean being forgotten. You are valued, you are loved, and you deserve to feel connected. If this video resonated with you, let us know in the comments. Have you noticed these signs in your children? Or is there something you'd like to see covered in a future video? Give this video a like if you found it helpful, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss more content like this. Because here, we talk about the things that truly matter: family, love, and the connections that make life meaningful.